Hi everyone. Today I'm here for my second assignment for EDU431 subject, that is the presentation for the early childhood praxis and pedagogy, which is about the presentation for the linking assessment approaches and the teaching learning cycle with EYLF V2.0. And the audience here today is early childhood educators. Let's move towards my first slide further. The effective curriculum decision making is through EYLF V2.0. Welcome to this professional development presentation on effective curriculum decision making using the EYLF V2.0. Today we all explore how assessment approaches and the teaching learning cycle comes together to inform quality practice in early childhood settings. This presentation is part of the EDU431 unit and aims to deepen your understanding of evidence-based planning in line with the EYLF outcomes, principles, and practices. As early childhood educators, we are key facilitators of child's development and aligning our curriculum decisions with national standards, ensuring high quality and inclusive learning for every child. Let's move toward the purpose and context for it. This presentation supports educators in understanding how to make powerful purposeful curriculum decisions by integrating the EYLF V2.0 with effective assessment and teaching practices. We will explore three key assessment types and examine how the teaching learning cycle guides programming in response to children's learning and development. By doing so, we aim to empower educators to be intentional, responsive, and reflective in their approach. This session also emphasizes how teaching standards inform our professional responsibilities and help create inclusive, help high expectation environments where all children can thrive. Moving towards my next slide for the overview of EYLF version 2.0. So, talking about this framework, the EYLF V2.0 is built around the core themes of belonging, being, and becoming. This guide how we understand children's identities and support their development from birth to 5 years. The framework includes 5 learning outcomes, 8 principles, and key practices that shape high quality early childhood education. The EYLF encourages holistic and play based learning, cultural responsiveness, equity, and relational pedagogies. Understanding and embedding these components ensure that our educational programs are not only developmentally appropriate but also socially just and inclusive for all learners. Making a support so it supports responsive and evidence-based educational decision making. Moving towards my next slide, which is about the three main approaches to assessment. There are basically three primary types of assessments in early childhood education, which is formative, diagnostic, and summative. Formative assessment is ongoing and used during teaching to adapt strategies. Summative assessment provides a summary of learning over time, while diagnostic assessment identifies strengths or needs at specific points. Together, these approaches offer a holistic view of each child's progress and potential. Using multiple assessment forms ensures educators can plan and modify experiences effectively and maintaining high expectations and supporting all learners in meaningful and equitable ways. Moving towards my further slide about the teaching learning life cycle, let's understand the teaching learning cycle. Teaching learning cycle involves observing, analyzing, planning, implementing, and reflecting. It is a dynamic, ongoing process that supports educators in making informed curriculum decisions. Observations help identify children's interests and developmental stages, while analysis leads to targeted planning. Implementation involves enacting learning experiences, and reflection help us evaluate effectiveness and guide future actions. By continuously moving through this cycle, educators remain responsive and intentional, ensuring children's learning experiences are relevant, engaging, and culturally safe. This cycle is essential to professional evidence-based teaching. Let's linking the EYLF V2 to practice. Now, applying EYLF version 2.0 in everyday practice means embedding its principles and outcomes into everything we do. In our learning experience example, children explore sounds using everyday material. This support outcomes 4 and 5, fostering confident learning and effective communication. The educator plays an intentional role by modeling language, posing inquiry questions, and documenting learning. Planning is based on children's interests and it includes their voices, ensuring a child-led and culturally responsive approach using EYLF in this way supports reflection, inclusion, and genuine engagement. Let's move towards the next slide, which is about the graduate teacher standards in action. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers guides our professional behavior and decision making. In this experience, standards like 1.5, 3.5, and 5.1 to 5.4 are highly relevant. We differentiate instruction to meet diverse learning needs, use effective communication strategies, and access learning meaningfully. These standards ensure that our assessment practices are ethical, inclusive, and focused on supporting children's growth. When embedded alongside EYLF principles, they help educators reflect critically, document responsibly, and implement practices that improve outcomes for all children in early learning settings. Moving towards my further slide, which is in regards to using feedback and assessment data. Assessment is only valuable if it informs practice. By collecting data through observations, photos, conversations, and artifacts, educators gain a well-rounded understanding of each child. Family feedback adds cultural and conceptual depth. This data help us plan next step, adapt experiences, and moderate our expectations. It also supports documentation and reporting aligned with and moderate our expectations in the regulation and EYLF. Using assessment data in this way builds a responsive and inclusive curriculum where every child's strengths, interests, and needs are recognized and supported. Let's jot down the key takeaways from this today's session. In summary, assessment and the teaching learning cycle are essential for planning high quality early childhood education. The EYLF V2.0 provides a robust framework that supports inclusive, intentional, and responsive practices. As educators, our role involves observing, interpreting, and planning based on evidence and reflection. Integrating teacher standards ensures we uphold ethical and professional expectations. Ultimately, these practices promote confidence, capable learners who feel a strong sense of belonging, well being, and agency in their learning environments. The outcomes provides the strong, confident learner and a strong thriving communities. Moving towards my last slide, which is the references for this assignment. The following are my references which I have used. The sources listed here underpin the pedagogical principles and frameworks discussed throughout this presentation. EYLFV 2.0 guides curriculum and planning. The AITSL standards ensure quality teaching practices. The 2025 programming scaffold provides practical guidance for implementing the planning cycle. Research from Siraj Blatchford and colleagues support the value of intentional and evidence-based teaching. Referencing these sources ensures our practice is grounded in current reputable theory and aligned with national standards for early childhood education. I hope you all liked this session today. Please flick me any questions if there are any. I'm happy to help you guys with that. Any questions today? Thanks for attending this session today. I hope you all liked this video and the presentation, and it is providing meaningful insights into the EYLF 2.0 version and the standards and the guidelines accordingly for the practices.